Legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Breathing in through our noses and out through our mouths. Feeling the power of you controlling your breathing. Knowing, remembering, it's the same power we use to control our thinking. Now use that power. Use your determination to see in your mind today your best effort in all the exercises, stretches, movements we do here together. See it in your mind right now. See yourself doing the best you can, giving the best effort you've ever done for anything. Maybe you want to visualize the last time we did these exercises and stretches together. Go there and think right now about what you could do better or differently this time. It's the same process we use to grow our minds and grow the strength and health of our bodies and energy.
Is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. And we gon' make you lose your mind. Everybody just have a good time. Party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. And we gon' make you lose your mind. We just wanna see you shake that.
Party rock, looking for your girl, she on my jock, Now stop when we in the spot, booty moving weight like she on the block. With a drink, I got to know, top jeans tattoo, cause I'm rock wrong. Half black, half white, diamond now, gang of money, open up.
Yo, I'm running through these halls like Drano, I got that devilish flow, rock and roll, no halo, we party rock. Yeah, that's the crew that I'm repping on a rise to the top, no lead in our Zeppelin. Hey,
party rock is in the house tonight. Woo! Everybody just have a good time.
Yeah,
and we gon' make you lose your mind. Everybody just have a good time.
Let's go.
Party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. And we gon' make you lose your mind. We just wanna see you shake that.
Season. Green. Dwight Green.
Good morning, guys. Today, Conor McGregor reminds us to create our own path. And this one is very challenging for us, especially with all the cultural pressures, our current physical environment, things that we've been conditioned with, or things that we're used to. But Conor McGregor reminds us what has worked for him and has made him so successful. He gives us the example of him not wanting to settle for being a plumber. And there's nothing wrong with being a plumber, but for him, that wasn't his own path. He knew he had to create his own. He knew he had to pursue his dream of fighting. And for us, how can we apply this to our lives today? We may be doing something right now that could be a stepping stone towards our real path. We got to remember that we are so unique and therefore have our own path, and we have to be okay with that. So let's remember that today. Have a great morning, everyone.
Today's training that I want to lead you through is going to be a little bit different. And I think it's because of where we find ourselves potentially in the world, but also where we might be finding ourselves in different life stages. As you know, for me, we just welcomed another baby. So I'm kind of in this cocooning stage with my family where I just kind of want to figure out our new flow. But maybe you are in a different season of life. Maybe you're going towards retirement. Maybe you're starting a new career. Maybe you're navigating family challenges. Maybe you're caring for parents or elderly. Maybe you're caring for children. I think that we all find ourselves in a unique situation. So first things first, whenever I approach a new year, there is just something so amazing to me about a fresh start. It feels like if you were on Willy Wonka and you got life's golden ticket, like Brendan talks about life's golden ticket, and you're kind of given this clean slate. And I walked into this new year as a postpartum mom, and we also got COVID. And so right away, initially going into this year, I was like, I could feel derailed within day 7 of 2022 if I allowed it. But when I was thinking about this training and thinking about how I would approach winning the new year, I really had to think about digestible chunks. I need to break things down into smaller sections for me. So if for you, when it comes to looking at this year at a glance, you're feeling overwhelmed by how we're going to tackle the next 365 days, or if at this point, 343 days, whatever we're at, if that feels overwhelming, I want to invite you into a practice that I've started doing. So for me, because of my life with my children, it's really hard for me to be able to even know what next month is going to look like, yet alone what next year will look like. And so when I started thinking about this year, the first thing that I wanted to decide on was a central theme. So how many of you guys have heard people choosing a word for their year? Now, this is a practice that a lot of people do. A lot of people show it. They share their word of the year. Maybe it's for accountability. Maybe it's just to put it out there. And for the last few years, I've chosen different words for the year. Now, it sounds like kind of a weird woo-woo type practice, but what I have found is that it almost lays a foundation for your year so that when you are setting goals or making decisions or navigating different scenarios, you can always come back to that home base. So for example, a few years ago, my word was surrender. We were in our fertility process and just trying to figure out what is this going to look like. And I needed to choose the word surrender. I needed to just surrender to what was going to be. The year after that, we successfully and thankfully had our baby girl, Coco. My word was presence. I just wanted to be where my feet were. I'm still trying to land on my word for this year, but I think it's something along the lines of intuition. I need to follow my gut, to trust my gut. So when you think about the year, I really think it is helpful to choose a theme. This is going to be your foundation. This is going to be that place where you go, is this aligned with surrendering? Is this aligned with presence? Is this respecting my goal for trusting my intuition or my gut? And the thing that I also want to note is if you had a word of the year for last year and you felt like maybe you got derailed or it wasn't a success or you didn't quite win it, carry that word forward. That word can still serve you and serve as that base. There's no need to change it if that word is still working. So what I want for you to think about is how can we create a foundation, lay a foundation that has a feeling. So when I look at a lot of people and their goal setting practices, it's beautiful. They have these tactical things that they want to achieve within the next year. But a lot of times they don't actually think about how is this going to feel? How is this goal going to feel when I accomplish it? How is the pursuit of this goal going to feel? And what I found is that having that theme or that word, it gives me that feeling to really check myself and my alignment. Now, I want to share something that I am working on this year. I haven't shared it publicly anywhere, but it's something that I have recognized in myself as I've kind of evaluated last year moving into this year, is that I am actually aiming for more gray areas in my life. And let me explain this. I am an all or nothing kind of gal. I am either all in, gung ho, full force, show me what I need to do and I'll do it, or I'm a nothing. And I've recognized over the last year that as I set goals, I tend to be very extreme. I don't know if anyone else resonates with this, but I am all in. I will not eat any sugar for 30 days and blah, 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 blah. And then the second I fall off, I'm a nothing. And so what I am trying for as an achiever, as someone who is striving to grow, to learn, to move, to navigate, is that I am aiming for more gray areas this year. And maybe that gives you a little bit of peace. Maybe that gives you anxiety, depending on where you fall on this spectrum. For me, I want to find more fluidity in my year. I want to find more room for grace, like Glo was talking about, but also just recognize that when it comes to things that maybe served me in the past, like certain boundaries or relationships, that I can find that area of gray that allows me to continue to strive to do better, but also doesn't derail me the second I fall off. I recently was on a phone call with a dietitian because one of my goals for this year is to feel vibrant. It's not to lose 10 pounds or to get back to my pre-baby weight or anything like that. It's to feel vibrant. And I was on the phone with a dietitian and I said something about Cheetos and I was like, oh, I love Cheetos. Like me and Coco, we can smash a bag of Cheetos. And I was saying how it wasn't a good food. And she goes, I don't want for you to look at things as good or bad. I want for you to think of things as optimal or less optimal. You have a less optimal snack, that's okay. Move on to an optimal one. Make a choice instead of looking at things as bad or good. And it really helped for me to think about, how do I want to ground myself in gray this year, in that I can continue to progress, but I'm not going to beat myself up or freeze the second that I stop or mess up. And so I want for you to just think about what that looks like for you. And that brings me to my next point. One of the things that I think we often fail at when it looks at goal setting or attacking a new year or setting resolutions is that we don't do it from a place of self-awareness. Now, I know a lot of things about you simply by you being here today, by joining this platform. You know that you want to grow. You know that you're willing to invest in personal development. You know that you need mentors. You know that you want to pour into yourself to move forward. But what I have found is that when we lack self-awareness, when we lack truly knowing ourselves, we create goals that don't serve us or our lives, but we also approach them in a way that makes it nearly impossible for us to follow through. So when I was thinking about setting goals for this year, I did it from this place of self-awareness. So my awareness was grounded in the fact that a lot of us are merely exhausted. We are 2+ years into a world that constantly is changing and shifting. We don't necessarily feel grounded in knowing what is next from a worldly standpoint. And so we struggle to choose what's next from a self standpoint. And my self-awareness was telling me that because I feel that level of uncertainty, I struggle in visualizing a year out from now. And so when I set my goals this year, I wanted to do it from a place that honored who I am and where I'm at in this season. For example, Brendan is remarkable at teaching morning routines. So good. I hear morning routines and I'm like, yes, that sounds amazing. I would love to sit down with a journal and a hot cup of tea and take in the view. But I am aware enough of the season of life that I'm in that right now I need more sleep than that morning slowdown. It's just not necessarily feasible where I'm at with 2 little kids. And so I might not be a morning routine person, but I am really good at boundaries. So when I set my goals, how can I set them in a way that honors the things that I'm good at, which are boundaries and microscopic movements forward, in honoring that like progress is progress, even if it's small.
go dance all night. Dance all, dance all, dance all, dance all. All right, y'all. Are you ready to bubble? Bubbling, everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, bubbling, everybody bubbling, little bubble, bubble, bubbling, bubbling, everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, little bubble, bubbling, yo. Bubbly, 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 bum bum bum, 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 bubbly, 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 bum bubble, bubble, bubble. All right, make way when you see me pass through, and they come with me too. You don't know what to do. Drinks up, hands up, everything in the air. Everybody done young, there's a party over here. That's right, we drink just bubbling. Watch how we wine while the DJ juggling. He got the whole dance floor just bubbling. Champagne bottles just popping. We going on, I guess I'm making us stop. Let's party hard tonight. So going non-stop until the sunlight. We going non-stop until the sunlight. The club done full, only woman inside. It's a good night to get we head tight. It's a good night to get we head tight. Couple up this party going for a flight. Green drinks, we don't care, we go down.
Andrei che mette il centro, si apre, si apre, si apre, gol!
Good afternoon, guys. How are you doing today? How is your path going? Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, are you thinking about creating your own unique path? If you're not, get back at it again. This is one of the most difficult things for us to remember because our tendency as human beings is to want to feel loved, to want to feel accepted, to want to fit in, to want to just go with the flow. And that's okay to a certain extent, but deep down inside, we're meant to be unique. We're meant to find our own path. So get back at it again today, at least in your mind. Start thinking, start believing, start showing that determination in your mind to continue to create your own path. It could be in your current job or in your current relationship, whatever you're doing. Think about how you can be your true, unique self in every decision, choice, and thought you have. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
It's 1 year now I left my accounting job, right? I was working at the CPA firm and I was on a clear path to becoming a partner in the firm. Like, I felt like I was living somebody else's life because looking at them sitting behind the desk, nobody looked happy. They all looked okay, but nobody looked happy.
Did you tell them I don't want to be you, basically?
No, I didn't say that. But that was a message in my head. I said, no, I don't see myself being here. I don't see myself doing that in the next 5 years, the next 10 years. So I might as well get out of it right now. And so I took the decision that most people wouldn't take because you have this clear path to this number of dollars in your bank account every single month and you say no to it just because it's... So I walked out of that.
All right, we're here with Ida, part of the mastermind. And so part of that, we do a one-on-one together. So what's going on? How can I help?
Okay, so I did everything you told me to do.
Okay, great.
Which is I got my team. So right now I do have a video editor. I do have a personal assistant. And I am training for accounting associate.
This is in the past month?
Yes.
Nice. Let's go. Ida's an action taker. Great.
Yes. So I want to know what next for me.
Okay.
What should I be doing next? What should I be focusing on next in order to... Because the bigger mission is actually to empower... Well, there's two missions. Number one is to empower especially heart-centered entrepreneurs to help them with the accounting, the bookkeeping, the taxes and stuff like that. But I don't necessarily want to be doing it on and on. I want to train people who can first of all, take care of all of the bookkeeping side of things.
Yeah.
And then it's going to free me to then take the people who can do the higher level accounting stuff. And that way, once they're doing all of that, then I can move on to the other mission, which is helping, like TikTok. I have like 15,000 people following me there. And they follow me because of my other messages on financial education, personal finance side of things. So those are the people that in the bigger mission in the future, those are the people I want to continue to help, but also at the same time helping the entrepreneurs with all the accounting and bookkeeping stuff through the system that I'm setting up. So
the accounting pays the bill, it brings in the money. The personal finance is a longer term mission, but not as clear business model attached to it.
Right.
Okay. Only Canada?
Only Canada.
But across Canada?
Yes.
When you say, obviously, you want to bring on people to actually do the work, does that mean you want it under your umbrella, you're managing them, or you're taking pieces of their business and they're running their own companies?
Two ways.
Okay.
So the side of the people that I'm currently bringing in right now, the accounting associates, those are directly under me.
Yeah.
And they're going to continue to do it under me. And I know what's spoken before, and you talked about the other model, which was to get other people that I could mentor and train and coach so that they can do it under their own business side of things. It's been hard finding those people, and so that's why I went with the other one of bringing in the associates under me, lower level under me. So it's
they're just two different models. There's no like right or wrong. It's more like, what do you want to build? Do you want to build the company where you have employees and they're just doing their job, or do you want to build a company where you have a bunch of entrepreneurs and you're just mentoring and coaching the entrepreneurs?
Can I do both?
Sure. I mean, so with all of these, can you do both? Yes, but it's like this and my personal finance message on TikTok and other platforms. It's so the more you do many things, the less stuff happens typically, right?
I want to make sure that the people that I'm bringing onto the team are people who understand the vision and are a great fit, culture fit, and all of that. So, yeah.
Either way, like whether you hire them to be under you as employees or you're partnering with entrepreneurs and mentoring and training them, either way, they have to be because they represent your brand either way, right? So when you have employees, it's like you're doing it, here's my way, this is what we're doing. You're bringing on a different mindset of person who's kind of clocking in and clocking out and they're getting their job done and then they're off living their life, versus an entrepreneur who may not always do it exactly the same way that you want to do it. You're guiding and mentoring, but they're running their own business and you're a coach as opposed to like actually running the business. So there's no like right or wrong. It's more what's more interesting, what feels better, where do you want to play?
So here's what I'm looking at. For me to be able to bring on those entrepreneurs, because I tried it, right? I brought on 5 people who were meant to be entrepreneurial individuals who would then learn the methods and then go out and implement on their own in their own businesses. But I never really got them to be able to know how to do it or know what to do. And it might be me, it might just be I didn't find the right people and I have to go back and find the people. But the problem with that was in the process of trying to find those people, it was taken away from the time of doing the actual client work that I already had hanging there. And so I had to pull back on that in order to then find the people who can continue to do the existing client work, which would then free me up to go and do the other part of it.
Right. Okay. But so you're there, right? You hired the people. Now it's okay. Is that enough of a base to then go and build this other thing? Or do I want to build my base to be bigger? Because when you're hiring an employee, especially for something like accounting, it's pretty black and white what you need. There's rules, you follow the rules, you have your methodology, of course, customer service and values and all that. But it's relatively easy to find somebody to kind of jump in and do the work. When you're talking about building an entrepreneur and partnering with them, when it's way more creative like that, it's more work. It's work to figure things out. And just because like the first 5 didn't work out doesn't mean that, like, if you went on 5 dates with people, it doesn't mean like, oh, I guess I'm never going to be in a relationship. Right? Like especially the beginning, right? Your first 5 dates are probably terrible. Man, maybe your first were great. But it's probably not great, right? And it's like you learn as you go. So it's messy.
Yes.
You know, but you have to like the messiness. So if you look at me as an example, we're sitting here at Toronto and Salsa, right? This is an example of a business where the idea is I own a piece of it. Alex is going to own most of it and he runs it. And I'm just coaching Alex. Does he do everything I tell him to do? No. We're looking at it right now. You know, like, is he building it the same way I would build it? Hell no, right?
Yeah.
But we need to build it around him. And I need to manage his personality as opposed to saying, like, I don't want to come in and say, Alex, you didn't show up and, like, at 9 o'clock you didn't do this, and 10 o'clock you didn't do this, and just tell him how to be a mini Evan. Like, it's part finding his way. And so, we've got 3 different YouTube agencies, and then a podcast agency, and then the dance studio. But even the 3 YouTube agencies aren't run the exact same way. Same principles, same methodologies, same like accounting. You can't take liberties with the tax code, right? I mean, so there's still rules that you have to operate in, but how they run it and how they do their day-to-day is completely different. And some people like working with, Jeremy more than Drew, or Zach more than Jeremy, or whatever. But it's messy, Even here on the bench, we can't see. We've got Jatakshi, we got Dominic on the side. I'm trying to figure out something to do with them. I don't know what it is yet. Dominic is an awesome video producer, editor, creator, and we're trying to figure out like what is the model that would work. He loves storytelling. Okay, how do we tell better stories? But I don't know. I don't have the answer. So hey, come. I invite him to the stuff that I do, and then like we're trying to find a way to make something work, right? Chitakshi's from India, just moved here a year ago. Halifax, comes here. She messaged me. We don't even know what we're doing. Just I liked her vibe and I liked her message. So I was like, you know what? If you can come to Toronto for 3 days, I'm doing this thing. There's no like official role, but come out and hang out and see what we do, and maybe we'll find a path, right? So it's very gray. Now, she could have said no. He could have said no. Cool, great. The other people say no. Perfect. But when they say yes, then it's okay. If they're saying yes, what do they see, and how do we? Like, I can't just tell them here's what to do, because then it'd just be hiring an employee. I'm trying to co-create something.
Okay.
So it's messy.
Yeah.
Right? When you have to be comfortable with the messy. And the beginning sometimes is fast and sometimes is super slow, and we're kind of dancing together, right? I like that a lot more, actually. I like the messiness, and I like trying to figure stuff out. I like the gray a lot more, because that's where you get to be a lot more creative. And I like seeing entrepreneurs grow. Like seeing Alex grow as an entrepreneur has been amazing.
Yeah.
And so it's a question of personality. What do you want to do? What do you like the most? Both models can work. Like every business model can work, but which one's going to work for you? You tried it, it didn't work. You came back and it's okay, I'm losing money because I don't have I'm not serving my clients. Now you figured that out and you hired your team to serve your current clients, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The next step is, do you build a bigger base? And if you're probably not going to 10x your clients and 10x your employee base as your next step, but do you 2x? Like, do you double what you're doing right now? Do you hire 3 more people to serve the new clients that you come on?
I think I can 3x the business on the people that I have right now.
Okay. So that's a logical step to do?
Okay.
How exciting
No.
is it to do?
For the base, yes, it's good to be able to have that stability on the side, knowing that you can go off and do your crazy entrepreneurial ideas and you have that base covered. So I think it's a good idea for me to using the base that I have right now, let them continue to serve the current clients, possibly bring on more clients that they can handle. And then with that settled and they are trained and they are doing it in my way because it's my employees.
Yeah.
I can then go on and do, because this one is definitely more exciting. Like I don't do logical things. It's like I want to go out and do the thing that's not logical.
That's your next Instagram. I don't do logical things, Ida.
Well, it's true, Evan. I don't know if I ever told you about how I left the job I was working at. It's 1 year now I left my accounting job, right? I was working at the CPA firm and I was on a clear path to becoming a partner in the firm. And I sat there and I looked at my manager when he was talking to me. It's like, Ida, you could become a partner here. And I looked at him and I was like, I felt like I was living somebody else's life. Because looking at them sitting behind the desks, nobody looked happy. They all looked okay, but nobody looked happy.
Did you tell them I don't want to be you, basically?
No, I didn't say that. But that was a message in my head. I said, no, I don't see myself being here I don't see myself doing that in the next 5 years, the next 10 years. So I might as well get out of it right now. And so I took the decision that most people wouldn't take, because you have this clear path to this number of dollars in your bank account every single month and you say no to it just because it's So I walked out of that. And so I don't want to bury myself in the same model right now. And if I expand what I'm doing right now, then I'm going back to that. I want to build a model where they can do the work with the base that I have, or expand on the work that they can do while I go out on the entrepreneurial side to
Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo para dar la alegría cosa buena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo para dar la alegría cosa buena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo para dar la alegría cosa buena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo para dar la alegría cosa buena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena.
Por causa do joelho, estava tudo Roger Guedes. Tentou botar na frente o Roger Guedes. Lance lindo do camisa 10. Limpou o Roger Guedes, tirou o goleiro, bateu. Que golaço! Gol! Nivolon.
Good evening, guys. Creating our own unique path is a very challenging thing, but it comes from understanding that we are each unique in every thought, experience, choice we've made in our life. And that's where we have to embrace and accept that. And in terms of my personal life story, the reason why I'm so passionate about filling our minds with positive thought energy is because I've seen the power of our thoughts. I've experienced the benefits and the drawbacks of not having or having the correct and accurate way of thinking. So I want to help you with this, and I hope that you are inspired to be your true great self through your own unique path. So hopefully today you had that chance to apply it, but if not today, tomorrow's another day. Get back at it again. Never give up on finding your own unique path. Have a good evening, everyone.
We're indoctrinated to believe all this bull. Save your money, pay off your house, all that shit benefits Wall Street. It doesn't benefit you and your family. We're not encouraged to take risk. Don't save money, invest it. Buy real estate that appreciates over a 10-year period. Stay broke. Do not keep money at your bank. And then people start saving money, planning on emergencies that typically never happen. What I would tell people to do is stay broke. That's what I do. So I had $50 million worth of debt then in 2012 and a couple $1 million worth of assets. Today I have $2 billion worth of debt and $4 billion worth of assets because I quit saving money. I started trusting, build my business, number one. First of all, take care of me. Two, take care of my businesses.
Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because I need them for me, because I want to wake up every day and watch a video that puts me in a mindset to believe in myself more and go off and accomplish amazing things and attack the day. And I hope that this video does that for you as well. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Grant Cardone, and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Enjoy. Rule number 2 is be tough on yourself.
They asked me a question today that I want to talk about. They're like, dude, how are you? Everybody we talk to talks about being nice to their people, taking care of their people, doing this for their people. Why is it the answer you have is different? I said, what do you mean? Well, it seems like you're hard on people. I said, no, man, I'm not being hard on people. I'm just trying to take care of my environment. I'm not trying, I don't practice being a DIK. I'm trying to take care of my environment. My decisions are about my environment, right? So little Grant's this little phone right here. This is little Grant. He got issues. He needs to clean up his issues. Grant's got to get hard on Grant. Okay, you guys out there, y'all so soft on your people, it's because you're soft on yourself. Right? That's why you end up with no money. You end up with people betraying you. You end up with people taking advantage of you. Even your kids don't appreciate you. You got to be hard on yourself. I'm hard on everybody around me, but mostly I'm hard on me.
Rule number 3 is stop making excuses.
Can you listen to the excuses of your employees and salespeople? I have 100 salespeople in one city, and I'm just losing my patience.
Yeah.
To
they would never talk around me with it. I mean,
You
the environment wouldn't allow it.
No.
There's no way anybody would be like, I'm late because of the traffic. They know they're going to get punched in the face.
I didn't make appointments.
Because there's no way. Like, we have a culture. We have 92 employees or something in our office.
Last time we spoke, you had 60.
Yeah, no, we could.
You're growing.
We could use 200. We could use 200 right now. So, I mean, I don't think we would ever hear that, would we, Jared? I didn't hit my numbers because.
Most no.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not tolerated. Like, it's not. We don't even talk about don't use excuses. Mm-hmm. It's just the environment,
the culture,
because they don't hear me making excuses.
So,
like, if I miss a deal, we do a lot of real estate deals. So if I miss a deal, I'm always going to, what did I do wrong in that deal? First response for me is, what did I do wrong in that deal that they didn't pick me? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What did I do wrong that I didn't get that deal? What did we do wrong that we didn't hit our number there? Like, I'm never saying.
It's not blaming somebody.
Well, I don't have control when I blame. I want control. So even if they are to blame, right? I want control. I'm not going to assign you blame. If you hit my car, I'm gonna say, what did I do wrong? What did I do that allowed you to hit my car? I did something. So even in the most dumb, like I ended up in a lawsuit where a guy basically found something, sued me for it. I didn't do anything to this dude. My immediate response was, what did I do to create that frivolous situation? He was a criminal, total criminal, sued me for $60 million. He just sued me because he thought he could get something from it. Yeah. But I did something. And the reason I want to assume that I want to be the cause point is because if I assume that position, even though I didn't really do anything, then I can control what I did. I can't control what another person does, but I can spend time and energy controlling what I do. So if me and Elena get in an argument, when I'm rational, I'm like, hey, what did I do? Did I not pay enough attention? What did I do to cause that situation? Did I respond in a wrong fashion? And I screw up all the time.
Rule number 4 is have confidence.
You got to keep your eye on the ball. What is the target for you and your company while everybody else gets distracted? What's the target? Go get the target. In 2010, when I got hammered, I'm like, this is never going to happen to me again. I am going to be a big player. They don't jack with big players. They jack with everybody else. They leave big guys alone. I'm not a big guy yet, but I can get there. I know I can get there. You can't get there if you keep thinking small. You can pay off your cars and you can pay off your house and your bicycles and your kids are going to get a good education. But trust me, you guys are still going to be worried when you retire. Okay. We have been indoctrinated to feed the beast. I wrote about this in the 10X rule. Feed the beast, not their beast, your beast. And so what I do is I go hustle, Brad. I go hustle the marketplace for money. You guys see me hustling every day. Hit the link, come to this, go to that, buy this, get this. Every dollar that comes in, I pay my bills, and anything left over, I dump it into a real estate deal and I go hustle again. I'm always broke. I never have any dough on me. If I have dough, I'm trying to get it in a real estate deal where I'm illiquid. Nobody can get the money from me. And I go bounce back into the marketplace, make contact with people, try to get some more money, bury it in a real estate deal, and cross my fingers and hope that 10 years from now, the rents go up on that building.
What do you think the best skills are for a 20-year-old to learn today?
Confidence. You got to have confidence, man. You got to have target attainment. You know, you got to know, hey, this is my target. I'm going to get it. I'm not going home until I get my damn target. So you guys got to be, you got to get like that drug addict. They don't come home without that drug.
Yes.
No money, no credit. Everybody
Yes.
hates their guts. Skanky, 74 pounds, needle tracks, and the guy still scores a bag. Clip that.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there. Rule number 5 is grind it out.
Many people
And here we are again. Legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed, deep breaths in through our noses and out through our mouths. The way we began. The way it all begins, always. Always with our thoughts. Our powerful minds, which are always subject to our control, no matter how hard it's been to control them. We know the truth, don't we? We saw it today in our effort. We see it every day in life, in the gym of life. We know that we have the power to determine what thoughts we will act upon, and therefore we also have that power to determine what feelings we will allow to flow out and through us. Because our feelings are ultimately connected to our thinking. And if we control our breath with our thoughts, we can always control our thoughts and therefore our feelings. To learn and to grow and to be mind healthy and mind wealthy, peaceful, kind, loving, free and successful in whatever we do, wherever we are, no matter what. That's why we are already, whether we know it or not, determined nation. A people, a nation that always has the power to determine, to think, and to be positively, undoubtedly, unwaveringly loving